Hi guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Jamie Despe. Kamusta? I know guys, it's been a long time kaya naging violet na yung hair ko. It's been a long time na hindi tayo nakagawa ng mga reaction videos sa mga construction fails na makikita natin sa internet, yung mga nakakatawang construction fails. Kaya naisipan kong ituloy na natin itong part 4. Nasa part 4 na tayo guys ng ating vlog for reaction videos sa mga internet construction fails. I recommend kung bago ka lang dito sa aking channel na panoorin mo yung part 1 to part 3 para in series yung panonood natin ng vlog. And if you are new to my channel at hindi ka pa nakakapag-subscribe sa aking channel, I recommend you to click the subscribe button and click the ring notification bell button para updated ka sa aking mga uploaded vlogs. And don't forget to follow me on my social media accounts. I have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Let's proceed now with the reaction vlog. Here is our first picture. On this picture, you will notice at the first glance na malinis yung comfort room. But what makes it a construction fail picture ay dahil doon sa makikita nating countertop taas nung tank. Hindi siya maintenance friendly. Dapat we always keep that part of the tank, yung sa taas, na open just in case na magkakaroon tayo ng maintenance, may kailangan tayong ayusin, that part should always be open. The next picture shows an escalator, pero pagdating mo dun sa pinakataas, wala na, may wall na. What makes it funny is, paano kung operational itong escalator na to? For sure, babangga ka talaga dun sa wall. But I think this escalator is not operating anymore. Naglagay lang talaga sila dun ng extension nung room, pero natamaan niya yung escalator. Dapat ililipat yung escalator sa ibang lugar para accessible pa rin yung floor. Although hindi naman natin alam, baka meron namang ibang escalator, but to prevent people from going up and then suddenly makikita nila na merong nakaharang dun na wall, it's much better to remove the escalator completely. This third picture shows a very breathtaking view, pero hindi ko alam kung magre-relax ka sa pag-sightseeing ng view. Naglagay pa sila ng chair, pero tingin ko hindi siya mauupuan. Tingin ko, the chair was originally nandyan talaga siya. I don't know if this is Photoshop guys. As you look closely, para siyang Photoshop. Hindi ko rin alam kung saang lugar ito. Comment down below kung alam ninyo kung saang lugar ito and if this was Photoshop. Then, siguro kasi parang strange feeling talaga ako na Photoshop ito guys. The fourth picture shows stairs, pero naglagay sila ng new railings sa bandang gitna that if you have poor eyesight or bago ka doon sa lugar na yon and nagmamadali ka, for sure, dyan ka dadaan sa part na may dead end. What makes it funny is if you're going to use that part of the stairs and you will end up dun sa dulo and then you will go back down again. Yun yung nakakatawang part dito. The next picture shows a garage on the second floor. Ito talagang magtataka ka eh. Bakit merong garage sa second floor? Para saan siya? Kung iisipin natin na yung nasa first floor na part was originally a basement, pero parang hindi. Imposible talaga. The next picture shows a stairs with a PWD ramp on this side. Pero yung PWD ramp na yon is again another suicide ramp. I don't think any PWD using wheelchairs can survive that kind of ramp. Masyadong stiff, masyado siyang mataas. It's literally a suicide ramp. Again guys, not all ramps are PWD ramps. If you are an architect, you know na meron tayong mga sinusunod dyan na rules, codes, na hindi lahat ng PWD ramp, basta masabi natin na wala siyang steps para sa hagdan, ay matatawag na natin PWD ramp. This next picture shows, I think merong stairs na inilagay, but natamaan yung window, and that's a big no, especially on the architectural side. That window, let's say, if it's an apartment, nagbabayad ka ng renta, binili mo yan, and then ganyan yung makikita mong view. Pangit talaga siya. Ang window, hindi dapat tinatakpan because that's a natural ventilation, and even though sabihin na natin nasa 1/3 lang naman yung natakpan, it's still a big no. We shouldn't do that to our clients, at saka hindi siya maganda tignan. This next picture shows Super Mario. Why I call this Super Mario? Kasi if you are there on the landing, paano ka bababa? Either you jump low or you jump high. Mahirap bumaba, pero mas mahirap umakyat. This next picture shows two kinds of rooms, pero I think this is just taken on a same house. Dito natin sinasabi na hindi lahat ng pwede ay pwede. Hindi porket kaya mo mag-build ng hagdanan or kaya mong mag-build ng pintuan ay pwede na. We must consider the comfort of the people na gagamit ng facilities. Not just because kaya nung hagdanan, kasya yung hagdanan, pero kung hindi naman komportable yung tao na gagamit nun, wag na nating ituloy gawin yung ganung klaseng design. Also, with the door, hindi porke na pwedeng lagyan ng pintuan to, pero kung yung height ng pintuan is not applicable as a pintuan, then wag na nating ituloy na dun ilagay. On this picture, guys, ito yung soft. Imbis na stop, naging soft. This is negligence, guys. Siguro dahil gawa lang ng gawa yung pintor. Hindi na niya namalaya na mali yung spelling niya basta nakapag-paint. Ito yung mga bagay na nakakahiya na pinagpatuloy mo pa rin gawin at alam mong mali. Pag alam mong mali, wag mo nang ituloy. This next picture, guys, shows another suicide ramp dahil gusto nila makatipid ng space because it will really take a large space if you will use just one direction para doon sa steps papunta sa pintuan dahil yung pintuan ay napakataas. So, this is what they do. If this is for PWD, then it's really a suicidal ramp. But if this is for the purpose of not using so much space in the room para lang magkaroon ng steps papunta doon sa door para ma-access mo yung door, this will do, but the comfort of the people that will be using or accessing that door, I don't think so if that's really a door dahil wala namang doorknob. So technically, mali talaga ito. There are other ways to do steps to access the door na hindi ganyan. The next picture shows merong poste pero nagkaroon ng project si mayor or si congressman at nilagyan ng overpass. Pero dahil tayo nagtitipid at ayaw na natin tanggalin pa o ilipat ang poste, or sabihin na natin hindi reason yung pagtitipid, they did the planning without doing the site inspection. Gumawa lang sila ng plan, nag-design, but they didn't look onto the actual site condition na meron na palang mga nakatayo doon, na poste, mga structure. Kaya what happened? Tinuloy na lang nila dahil yun, na-design na, nabayaran na si designer, ayaw na uli magpa-revise because it will take so much time and additional cost, kaya push na natin to. Yan ang sabi ni contractor. Kaya ayan, sige, si client ganyan nang ginawa, pinanindigan na, but just look how it will affect the safety of the people that will be using and accessing that overpass. Sobrang delikado, guys. As you can see, yung mga wires dyan are live wires, mga ginagamit nating wire para magkaroon tayo ng electricity and everything else. This should be revised. Hindi na dapat natin yan tinuloy na gawing ganyan. Although marami naman talagang ganyang klase ng construction na nangyayari. Not only sa ibang bansa but also here in the Philippines. Yes, we have the poor planning. So we must consider actual site visit before we do the design. This next picture shows isang inidoro na hindi ko alam kung bakit siya kinulong sa loob na dapat shower room yan. Maybe because ayaw nating lumabas yung amoy. But di naman talaga dapat ganyan. Ba dapat pang shower yung mga ganyang klase ng partition. Just like the other picture, yung pinakita ko earlier that involves an escalator na merong wall. Ito naman, a stairs involving ceiling. Siguro naisip, huwag na pala natin gawan ng another floor. Or may floor man yan sa taas pero di na ginawang accessible on that area kaya tinuloy na nilang gawing slab. But what makes it funny is, yung ganyang itsura syempre, because stairs yan eh. The use of the stairs is for you to go up, but you cannot go up, diba? This next picture shows nothing's wrong, but the design. Siguro it depends on your mind, if you have dirty mind, or I don't know. It just looks funny, diba? Kasi lalo pag may isip ka dyan, ay nako ewan. Sige, next. Okay, this next picture shows parang yung kanina, natakang-taka tayo, but this one, it shows a public toilet. Pero grabe, guys, lahat ng cubicles ay glass. Magkakakitaan kayo, papayag ka ba na ganyan ang mapupuntahan mong public toilet? Siguro uurong yung dapat mong ilabas sa tiyan mo. Bigla na lang siyang aatras. Tapos bigla ka na lang hindi maiihi kapag nakita mong ganyan. Yung privacy ng mga gagamit, for sure, talagang wala. Kaya siguro walang laman kasi walang gustong mag-CR. Next one, guys, ay napakadelikado. Lalo kung ikaw ay driver, you can relate because yung mga traffic paints doon sa kalsada, the purpose of it was to be a guide for the drivers that they are on the right lane to prevent them from bumping each other. But this one, hindi na malaman kung saan pa talaga yung iyong lane. Kaya delikado ito kasi it can make an accident. Kung hindi yan i-correct, marami talagang ma-aksidente, guys. Kaya very important for the planners na dapat yung pagpipintura na yan, hindi lang yan basta-basta pintura, but it gives the drivers the guide to prevent the accident. The next picture shows a traffic sign, a traffic light, but naglagay ng structure, nandatamaan siya, kaya hindi tuloy makikita ng mga drivers kung ano na ba, stop na ba, go na ba. Although we don't see naman the whole picture, but meron naman dito sa baba nakikitang traffic sign. So, tingin ko baka yun na yung kapalit ng traffic sign na natakpan dun sa taas. The next picture shows the same, almost the same scenario of comfort room yung kanina na yung privacy mo is totally wala na. With this one too, pero at least medyo matatakpan yung face mo. Kasi half of your body when you are sitting down on that toilet is talagang makikita siya outside. But bakit kasi ganyan? Parang para malaman kung may tao sa loob. And look, wala ring dividers doon sa pinakaloob ng toilet, or baka meron pero hindi ko lang nakikita because mataas siya. Hindi ko alam kung bakit gumagawa ng ganito yung mga tao, mga, 'di ba? Kasi sino naman ang matutuwang gumamit ng ganyan toilet? Pwera na lang kung manyak ka talaga, mag-e-enjoy ka sa mga ganyan, pero I don't know kung meron ba talagang gagamit ng ganyan. Kahit siguro ihi ka na or duming-dumi ka na, hindi ka talaga gagamit yung mga toilet na ganyan. And the last picture, guys, eto nauna yung mga wiring, pero hindi nila naisip na meron pa palang pinaka-cover box na ilalagay. Kaya ayan, nag-overlap sila. Yun yung isa natin kailangang i-consider, not just yung switch, pero meron kasi yung pinaka-cover, diba? Tapos meron din yung dapat spacing, hindi naman kailangan ganyan na overlap. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching this vlog. Kung hindi man kayo natawa, at least, diba, meron tayong mga nakuhang kahit konting idea dahil sa kapapanood natin ng mga ganitong klase ng vlog, natututo rin tayo na yung mga ganitong bagay ay hindi pala dapat nating gawin. Then, as a person who is not an engineer or an architect, on these vlogs, you will have an idea kung ano yung mga hindi dapat gawin at yung mga, ano yung mga nakakatawa para sa amin na if you are renovating your house, diba, magkaka-idea ka na yung mga ganitong bagay hindi pala to dapat ginagawa. Again, guys, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, just click the subscribe button and click the ring bell button and follow me on my social media accounts. Thank you very much. Keep safe and God bless.